So the first thing we are going to do is actually go over to Pixlr.com, Pixlr.com. Very cool site. It's free. You can do a lot of the stuff that you can do, if, say, on Photoshop. Not quite as much, of course, but it is free. In fact, we're just going to click on Pixlr Editor, click on Launch Web App, and we'll make our simple text logo. You can also use Pixlr to edit images, edit their size, and so on, and we'll do that a little bit later in the video. But the first thing we are going to do is click on Create a New Image. And that reminds me, let's go back to our Customize section and actually click on Site Identity and click on Logo. Actually, it's not going to tell us right here. Right here it is. Suggested image dimensions 350 by 70. So if we want to use their suggested logo size, we'll make a logo about 350 by 70 over on Pixlr.com. So let's go back here. So let's just actually type in 350 by 70, and we'll just use that as a starting point for our logo, since that is the suggested image size, logo size. And let's also put a check in this box which says transparent. And we'll click OK. There it is right here. We can drag this around a little bit if we want down the middle of our screen. Under Tools here, there's a bunch of different options you can use, kind of similar to Photoshop, like I said. I'm not going to get into a big Pixlr tutorial here, but we are going to click on the Type tool. Actually, we'll click inside this image right here. There we go. Now we'll have our text type tool. I'm just going to type in my easy WP like that. We can change our font size if we want just by doing that and making it a little bigger like this. Maybe a little bit bigger than that even. Like that. We can change our font style. We can change our font family. Maybe we'll try, let's see, we'll try this one right here. Maybe Acme. We'll try Acme and we'll try the bold style of Acme like this. We can change our color of our font. Maybe I'll make it a little bit of a orangish color like this. Click inside this area right here to choose your color. After you've chosen the basic color scheme right here, then you can narrow it down inside this box right here. I'll make it kind of an orange like this and click OK. There we go. Let's just go ahead and click inside this again and open up our text box and actually make it just a little bit bigger. We'll adjust the size a little bit. Then you can drag it around by placing your mouse and holding your left mouse down. And we could actually try making it a little bigger if we wanted to fill out our logo size. And click your mouse in there. There we go, about like this. Click OK. We have a transparent background, which is good because we don't want anything to show in our background. And a couple things about using Pixlr. You notice over here where it says layers. We have two layers right now. We just have our basic transparent background layer right here. And then we have our text layer right here. If I uncheck that layer, the text will disappear. I have this text layer selected. You see the light blue. If I select down here, this one is selected. So select the text layer. Up here in the tools, here is the crop tool. If I select that, then I click inside the image and hold down my left mouse, I could actually crop this further if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to click there again and click No. And then here is the Move tool. If I have the text layer selected, then I can actually move this around a little bit by holding down my left mouse when I have the Move tool selected. If I don't have this text layer selected, if I have this text layer selected, click inside this here, and I'm not moving anything around because, well, there's nothing to move in this layer. So select this layer, hold down my left mouse with the Move tool selected, and move it around like this. All right, let's go ahead and save this image. So click File, then click Save. And for our name, we have Logo, which I already did earlier when I was practicing. For the format, we want to save this in a transparent PNG right there. PNG, transparent, full quality. Then we'll go ahead and click Save and save it somewhere on your computer where you can find it, hopefully. There we go. Now let's go back to our Customize section. Hey, I just wanted to add a little bit more to our Pixlr Editor section using the Pixlr Editor to make our simple logo. Some of you perhaps maybe want to add maybe an icon in front of the text of your simple logo you're making in Pixlr. So very simple to do, and I'm going to show you how to do that. To find icons, of course, you can just go online and do a search for icons, free icons. Here's two sites on my wphowtos.com post that I have for you guys. Couple of different places I've found that have pretty nice icons, Icon Finder and flaticons.com. Some of them are paid for, but you can get some of these for free too, and they have a lot of cool icons you can check out Here's also a site, perhaps if you want to check into making different color schemes for your website. Click right here. You can it shows you different complementary color schemes you can check out. I also have this link on this post here on my wphowtos.com site, paladin.com. You can check that out. All right, let's go back to the Pixlr editor. First thing we're going to do, I'm just going to click inside here and make this text a little bit smaller. I'll click the arrow right there, hold down my left mouse and drag the text over like this so we have room for our icon. I'll click OK, go to File, click Open Image. I've already got a couple icons that I uploaded from one of those icon sites I just showed you. I'll double click on this one right here. It'll open up in the Pixlr editor. You notice it has a transparent background. You see the checkerboard here. That's what we want, of course, is a PNG file with transparent background. It opens up in its separate window with its own layer right there. You can see it right there. If I click on our text logo right here, you see the layers here. This is the layers for this one. I'll click back inside our icon layer section or window here. I'm just going to hold down my left mouse and drag this layer right over here and drop it right in here, just like this right here. There we go. Now it's on our text logo layers. See, it opens up in a new layer when you drag it over here. It puts a copy of the layer right inside your other window. But we want to make it a little smaller, so I'm going to click Edit, and I'm going to click Free Transform. Now you notice these little blue boxes in the corner in the middle of the section. I'm just going to hold my mouse down in one of the corners of the section and hold down my Shift button so that it'll resize proportionately. Otherwise it's going to look all skewed if you don't hold down your Shift button. I'll drag it to about what I want it, the size I want it. Hold down my left mouse and drag this around like this. There we go. I'll line it up. Looks about right. I'll click inside this window right here. Yes, I want to apply the changes. And there we go. There we have our new logo, text logo with the icon right here too. So I'll just have to save it as a transparent PNG. So click File, Save. Save it as a logo with icon like this. Format, we want to save it as a PNG like this, transparent, full quality. Click OK to save it, of course, and save it where you want to on your computer. I'll just replace the one I've already tested out on. Yes, let's like that. And there we go. Now we have a different logo with not just the text. We also have an icon there, so that's all there is to it. Of course, you don't have to have an icon. You can also put an image in there, whatever you want. That is all there is to it. So now let's continue on. And let's click Select Logo. As you can see, I've already actually experimented a couple times here, but I'll upload our image again. Go ahead and drag and drop it right here. And then we'll just click Select. We're just going to click Skip Cropping. And now you can see our logo uploaded along with our site title. And of course, we don't want both of them to show. So what I'm going to do is put a check in the box which says Hide Site Title. And there we go. There's our text logo showing up instead of our site title. So I'm going to click Save and Publish. All right, we've got our logo. Now we're going to add some social icons over here on the right in our header area. But first we have to configure our social icons plugin. So let's go to our dashboard, and then over on the left you'll see Access Press Social Icons. Of course, you have to have that Access Press plugin installed to see this. But once you do see this, click on Add New Set under Access Press. And you need to name your set of social icons. Make sure you put a name in there. So I'm just going to call it Social. And you can choose either icons individually or from themes that they have. We'll just choose from their available themes by clicking there. And they have a bunch of different themes you can use. Let's try the black and white ones for the heck of it. Click right in there. And they have a bunch of different icons you can choose from. But in order to get the social icons to show up, you have to configure which ones that you want to show. So we'll start with the Facebook icon. You have to put an icon width and height in there. I'm just going to use 32 pixels. Make sure to put in the PX in there too. I think you need to have that showing too. I'll just paste in 32 by 32. Have to put a link to wherever you want it to link to. I'm just going to use my Facebook page for WP How-Tos right there. Icon link target, that means either you open it up in a new window or in the same window. And we always want to open it up in a new window or tab instead of closing out our site. Let's set up a couple more icons. We'll do the Twitter. I'll just do the same thing, 32 by 32 for the size. And I'm just going to use my Facebook URL. Of course, you'd want to use your Twitter URL if you're actually configuring your Twitter icon. And open up in a new window. That's what we want. We'll try YouTube, our last icon. Same width and height, 32 by 32, like this, just like that. And we've got a name for our social icon set. Now, if you don't put a name in there, you'll lose everything that you've already configured. So make sure you have a name of your social icon set. And we'll just click Save. Now, under Appearance, click on Widgets. That will take you to your widget page, and you'll see your available widgets. And there's a bunch of default ones from WordPress. And you'll also see some widgets if you do have certain plugins installed. Like right here, this is the Access Press Social Icons widget, which we are going to use. And here's the Visual Editor widget, which you'll see if you install and activate the Black Studio Tiny MCE plugin. And over on the right, you'll see the available widget areas. For the Generate Press theme, you'll see the right sidebar, left sidebar, the header widget area, which is what we are going to use for our social icons, and the footer widget area. Let's go to our site. Here's the right sidebar area with the different widgets showing. You don't have to have this showing on your page if you don't want to, or you could have a left sidebar, you could have left and right sidebar, or no sidebars at all. If I scroll down the page, here's our footer widget area. There's 3 of them showing by default. Go back to our widget area. You can have up to 5 footer widgets for the Generate Press theme, depending on what you want. So on the right sidebar area, which we have showing on our page, we have our search and recent posts and calendar, recent comments. If we didn't want one of them to show up, say the recent comments, we could just drag it over here to the left and drop it. Now it's not going to show up. If there's a widget that you've configured, say a custom widget of some sort, you've configured and styled it and such and such, and you decided you don't want to use it right now, but you really would hate to see all the work that you put into it go to waste, what you can do is left click and drag it down to the inactive widgets area. If I can get to it, here it is right here. You just drop it in right here. After you do that, it's not going to show in your sidebar, but you can always drag it back up without losing any of the settings that you already went to the trouble of configuring. So to get our social icons to show up in our header area, we're just going to drag the Access Press Social Icons widget over here to the header widget area. Right here, we'll just drop it in here. You could put a title in there if you wanted to. I'm just going to leave it blank. Choose your icon set. Oops, it looks like I'm going to have to refresh the page. Alright, I'll try one more time. Access Press. There we go. And now I'll choose icon set. Social. There we go. And click Save. Go back to our site and refresh the tab. And there are social icons showing up right here. Now if I click on one of them, say the Facebook one, it opens up my WP How To's Facebook page in a new tab. You can also display your social icons using a shortcode. If we go back to our Access Press Social Icons area, here's the shortcode. Just click inside it once, right click and copy. If we went back to our widget area, for instance, and instead of using the Access Press widget, we could just use the Visual Editor, drag it over to our footer widget right here, paste in that shortcode, and click Save. Of course, it'd probably be easier just to use the Access Press Social Icons widget, but you could use this shortcode in a page content itself if you wanted to, and things like that. So if we go back to our site again and refresh the tab, and there's our social icon showing up there down at the bottom too. And since we're configuring the header of our site, let's go back to the Customize section. Well, actually, if you take a look right here, you can see the background on either side of the content because we have our page content in a contained area, not full width. If we go back to the Customize area, click the back arrow to get back to the main Customize section. Click on Layout. Say we want the header to be conforming to the rest of the content area, have a box look to it. First click on Header, and for header width, click the arrow and then click Contained. Go back to the Layout section, click on Primary Navigation, and for our navigation width, instead of having it full, we can click Contained like this. Now our site is more of a traditional box-looking website, and we'll just click Save and Publish. Of course, we can always change it back later if we want to.